Today is the day that I defeat Ugluth, the king of the foolings, lord of the prairies. He stands no chance. I'm going to stack up some foodies and take this lad out. He doesn't know what's coming. Build a cart to haul heavy goods over longer distances. Alright. So, we got some stuff to do. I need some big old food stacks. I think I have enough fire resistance potions that'll probably get me through all this nonsense. I'm putting the second trollhide cape on the other armor stand. The fact that the trollhide set has a cape and he doesn't, let's see how this looks. Okay, this is the bronze set. Give him that. See? It looks better. You can't see the horn as well, but it's nice to have the set. And what about you? The iron set doesn't have a cape, I think. But these guys have weapons. Whereas I didn't put weapons on the bronze one. Thanks, pal. I got this. So where's my frost resistance? Fire resistance, there we go. Take those. My healing potions. Are these poison resistance? Maybe I'll make some stamina potions. Actually, it's too late. I should have already got that stuff stocked up. Okay, let's look at my food supplies. Got plenty. Half of each of these. So now, we have some... How's my arrows? I need way more. So now we got a lengthy ride ahead of us. I need something that divides by... How many do I have? 13. So I need 4 stacks. So that's 8 feathers. And there's whatever I got here. And I'm going to need to build a port here. And then bring the materials for a new teleporter, because it's pretty far. Yeah, there we go. 93 arrows. Pretty good. Alright. Put this wood away. I planted some oak trees last night. I was kind of messing around. I tried to capture some animals. It didn't go that well. But I've got my oak trees coming up. I had to replant 2 of them because they didn't have enough room. But all these I think are healthy now. Yeah, healthy. Once they're grown, then I can replant some stuff around it. But I don't really do anything with these endpoints. So I might as well get some of those bad boys in there. So let's take a look. So we are headed to Yagluth. So I need to build a... I need a portal here. Fine wood, Surdling core, Grey Dwarf Eyes. It's only 2 Surdling cores, right? Alright. Oh yeah, I can make a sauna. I forgot about that. Yeah, I've seen people make, like, use trees as the base of their thing. I can make a hot tub. Wood, tar, iron, stone. I forgot about that. Where would I have a hot tub? I think I'd probably put it up in my bedroom. Like, I think if I put a hot tub anywhere, I'd want to look out over my... like, entire fucking vast realm. So that would be up here, probably. When I was playing with a friend of mine before, he's like, has to put his own bed up here. It's like one of the little shitty wooden beds. I'll be like, sorry, I can't, we can't do that now. This is where my hot tub goes. It's bad news, I know, but it's the way it's gotta go. Okay, so I gotta make a Ugluth portal. Check my farms. I tried to get a 1-star wolf yesterday, but I put the 1-star wolf in the stone pit over there, and then I came all the way just over here to get some stuff. And by the time I came over here and then back, it despawned. When I read things like in wikis about how to like make sure that you tame the right things, you have to basically stay on the screen. I think for 2-star wolves, it was like you have to stay on the screen for 5 days so it doesn't despawn. That is so trash. I would never do that. That's not worth it. It's nice to have strong wolves to defend your base, but sit there feeding it meat in like a fenced out area of the mountains, 5 days? That's like grinding your characters to 99. It's just not, I'm just not going to do it. That's what kids do. Okay. So which way is the tattooed way? This way. Okay. So how do I spell that shit? Yugluth? Yagluth. Okay. Yagluth. There you go. So do I have enough stuff for a second portal? I do. Good. So I'll cut down the excess. Let's go see how the farm's doing. Yeah, 5 days. That's so shitty, man. The Black Forest music. It's all about the instruments they use. Okay. Barley's coming along. Good, good. Something else I have in my inventory is a lock saddle. That's very exciting. I'll get to that. I'll take a little break after I finish this boss, and I'll start kind of pooping around at stuff for a little while before I go on to the Mistlands. Gonna tame a bunch of creatures. What, the sad music? Is that what you mean? Oh, it is somber. It was for sure. I guess it's kind of like the afterlife thing they're trying to pull off, etc. But the Prairie's music has like a good bounce to it. The Black Forest one is dark for sure. The Swamp is like very like threatening. It's not very nice music. It's like if you're in a crypt, there's no music at all. Literally nothing. Just you and the fucking dripping, and the sound of a pick clanking on the slime. Okay, we got a lot of sailing ahead of us, so time to take the dragon buff. I made like a little birch grove and had like planted birch trees in order to make sure I always had fine wood. But then you get to the plains and you can just, there's birch trees literally everywhere. She didn't eat one of her pieces of bacon. It's very sad. Waste of bacon. I could have eaten that. Something else I want to do is, do I think the teleports fits the game? I think it'd be too hardcore without it. I definitely understand why they made it so you can't teleport the metals. That would make the game... If you could teleport the metals, it would nullify any purpose to ships, besides essentially the first time you go. So... I think without teleports, it'd be too miserable. Honestly. Okay, do I still have enough for this? I do. So I can put away my farming stuff. We're fully repaired. I guess I can start my boat journey. Should I take more potions or anything? Yeah, 3's fine. Wait. Really, I just need to get there. I don't need to bring the trophies or anything. I just have to go due east for quite a while. I'm going to use motor right out of the way because it looks like I'm going right into a headwind. I probably could have used that a little later once I actually got some steam going on. Time to zoom out of here. This way, hopefully I can use it twice. 20-minute buff? I'm sure it's probably about 20 minutes of sailing. Okay, I got 5 resistance potions, I have some heals, I have all my foodies, I have enough stuff to make another port once I get there. I could have probably bought some wood, but you can always chop down wood. So time to head due east as far as I can, and then a bit further. and then find like a nice little meadow building to you know settle in. What do you think about teleports? Do you think they like nullify some strategy of the game? I feel like you'd waste so much time if you had to take a ship everywhere. A ship from here to here, that's like minimum 15 minutes one way. It's a little brutal. I haven't seen my Kraken buddy. There he is. I think that was him. I do really like, I've said this a million times, but I really like how much a lot of the music here is like small group orchestra type stuff, like a single horn or a single cello, a single viola, little like trios and quartets and quintets and stuff at max. I really like that. It's like stirring. I was listening to a podcast or some interview with somebody. It was with Post Malone. I think it was like the first We Feast Hot ones, and he was talking about how like some of like the best music made in the past few decades has like been video game music or like the most universally recognizable stuff. And I'm glad that he said that. I kind of agree with it. It's been interesting the way this seemed that like some of like the most like if you're a classical composer right now or someone with like that kind of education, like if you're someone like Hans Zimmer, you get more influence. More people hear your music from like Gladiator and Dark Knight and Blade Runner, etc., than like a normal composer. They're kind of like the people who are like advancing those fields more than a lot of other people are. If you're a classical composer right now, you have to be pretty experimental. It's really interesting. In like the 30s and 40s, there'd be a lot of like people who would write for orchestras who would do movie themes, and it would be kind of like pop classical for sure, but it would have a different feel to it. There was a Russian guy who did a lot of westerns, and he had like a very high pitched, high end, like high range type music that he would often make for those old westerns. Tiomkin or something, I think his name was. It's like where the money is, and it's where like the most ears are. So I guess that's like the place that you go if you're a classical composer. Yeah, totally. But it's just interesting how music, it's kind of interesting how movies have kept to sort of like soft instrumentals. And yeah, there's a lot of soundtracks in a lot of different ways, but like for what seems like antiquated, old-fashioned music, there's still like a lot of like that kind of like orchestral type themes. It's just so full and rich. You need to show emotion without lyrics, essentially. There's a lot of movies that'll have like pop theme songs, like Hangover movies or something like that will have like Rihanna songs, etc. And it like kind of works, but it's gimmicky. It like, there's something classic about classical music to some degree, in that it doesn't get dated. That's kind of like what I was saying the other day about the Blade Runner soundtrack. The reason they didn't go with like a modern kind of like more pop culture-y feel, what the fuck's happening here? Pop culturally feel, is that it would get dated. I mean, I think likely. I love classical. If I'm in the car, that's still what I listen to. Like I might put on the aux, but I'd rather listen to like classical in the car and feel like life is magical. Ooh. Little divinity, eh? Hold on. Efen's theme. Yeah, I used him actually. I don't think I used him in my second playthrough. But the first time I played that game, I did use him. The first time I played the game, I used Efan, Sibyl. I forget who else. I used the skeleton. Maybe the dwarf? Or maybe the red prince? And then the second time, I split my party between physical and magic. So I did red prince as like melee, fire, and earth. Sibyl is like raw magic damage, like raw physical damage and other stuff. And then I split all the magic between Loish and the skeleton, whose name currently escapes me. And I really like that playstyle, getting all the magic split between the two magic users and all those things. But I did find that once you get into how many source spells there are in that game, it kind of throws off, like, you spent the whole game balancing and like getting all these spells, etc. But then like using source magic and like source vampirism becomes like kind of a little bit dominant in how you can play if you're playing properly. That was the one thing that kind of bothered me. It became like too overwhelming. Oh, my motor buff is over. Yeah. My favorite was Sibyl. I really liked my party the second time. The first time was a little messy. I don't even think I finished Act 5 the first time I played. I didn't like where it was going. I for sure had the skeleton. Efan, skeleton, Sibyl. Maybe Red Priest? Red Prince, sorry. Song is really getting stirring near the end here. Yeah, that was great. I like him as a character. He's like, I guess one of the more generally appealing ones for sure. I remember when, like near the end of the game when like you're going on these like all these complicated battles and like there's so much auto battling going on, you're watching the enemy team like constantly like slurp up your source points and use these crazy spells and like all these complicated things, and I was like, wow, you could play through this game like 4 or 5 times and not even like scratch the surface of like the strategic depth and at least the various options that you have available. Yeah, I finished it the second time I played. I probably got to like halfway through Act 5 the first time. I just wasn't happy with how things were going. Took a year or two off and then came back and played it again. Like in 2019 or 2020, I think. 2020 probably. I love that game. I love the combat so much. I do think that like to some degree it's funny but a little bit annoying how much that like there's a common American phrase called like the best laid plans of mice and men, etc. Or as my dad says, man plans and God laughs. The game is a little bit like that. You got all these like, okay, here's how this battle is gonna go, and then like 8 turns later, everything's on fire and like everything's just absolute fucking chaos. You just kind of get out of it, where you can. Wow. It's a powerful skeleton. There's a lot of ways the skeleton was the most interesting character for like the ways that he could like be like a poison death knight and like be immune to his own stuff. That was cool. The other thing that let me just like preface this by saying that's like one of my favorite games ever, and I love so much of it, especially like in the feel and the aesthetic. And this criticism is mainly levied toward the second act, but to some degree the entire game. It's sometimes like, even if you look at the recent video they said they did about Baldur's Gate 3, they're like, it's hard to make the city of Baldur's Gate because an RPG city has to have something behind every corner and in every nook and cranny. I actually think that's kind of like a little bit of one of their flaws with how that game was, in that it's like a little bit absurd how compactly full of stuff it would be in some of those maps. Namely, as I said, Act 2. Like, you walk 10 feet and it's a new quest and a new little thing. It was like a little bit too ridiculous. It's good. It's better than the alternative of like a big open dead world for sure. But sometimes it was like, when you leave the town, you're going through the forest, etc. Here are the totems, here are the elementals, here's like the corrupted chickens, all these things. It was like sometimes a little bit comically overstuffed, just in terms of how much space they chose to make. Again, pretty minor complaint. That's better than the alternative, but sometimes that would be like one of the only things that maybe they could have done a bit differently. I love that game. Character creation, the music, like that fucking sick. There's nothing I like more in the world, honestly, than that sort of like tavern-y, minstrel-like feel. You know what I mean? Like the music in like Skyrim, or like some of those like inns and stuff like that in Divinity. That kind of shit is like the aesthetic I wish I could live my entire life through. Have like a bard playing sad lute music just in your life at all times. It'd be so great. Yeah, it's when the boat crashes and you walk and you pass the people who are like hung up on the gallows, and then you go into the town. You got a lot of stuff to do in the town, and there's all this forest. There's like a mountain cave over to the west with like those like insect-like creatures in it. The map is just filled with a million things. There's a lot of games that I really like, that I'm really looking forward to play, that I never will touch like the beta of. Like Darkest Dungeon 2 was out in beta for like 2 years. Baldur's Gate 3 has had the first act in it for like 3 years now, basically, I think. I was looking through the YouTube yesterday. I just don't want to do that stuff. I'll leave that for someone else, and I'll play like a finished product. I don't know. I feel like it's like spoilers, kind of. It's like too gamey, too like, oh, this is actually, I actually played this when it was like in the prologue of the Act 1, like in beta. Just don't want to be that guy. Yeah. I mean, that's probably good. Like, I'm going to play the Baldur's Gate game in Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 in August. But like, I don't think like the isometric Baldur's Gate live action kind of with interspersed combat actions is better than the Divinity theme. One of the reasons I think it was so great is because they have like this pretty refined battle system to some degree from making all these Divinity games. I'd rather that kind of turn-based, like big picture style. This is where the sign finally was. A tiny little Stonehenge just on that little hill over there, in this tiny strip of plains. Yeah, I agree. I mean, some games are like in beta forever. Like Valheim is in beta forever. Maybe I'll do a third playthrough at some point when they finally get 1.0 release or something. Who knows? RimWorld is like in early access forever. Kind of, I think RimWorld kind of counts as that, like permanently. Sometimes you just kind of accept that. Yeah. Or like Dwarf Fortress was like the eternal kind of early access style. Okay, we're getting there. We're on pace to head right toward the new plains. There's a turtle. I'll stop at the turtle, get some barnacles. Why not? It's surprising how little time you have to like actually get the amount of barnacles you want from these things. I'm annoying. Yeah, buddy, I know. You're mad. My summer car is made by one guy, right? He's mad. With this much stamina, I might be able to get one more. Maybe two more. Oh god, I'm such a like a... That's such a funny thing about Valheim. is if you don't use all the food and stuff you have, like I'm like a naked level 1 guy at this point. Okay, get a little chitin. There's another one over there. Nice. I could have got a little more there. Looks like it's about a minute. That's how long the warning period is. First time I saw these things, I was like one of those moments in this game where I was just so excited. That is so cool. Which way am I headed after this? Okay, I'm going straight. So just pull up alongside it. It's an awkward angle. We can get out of here. Alright, we're good. A little close. Okay, I guess you wait until you find the most concentrated part, and then you hack your way to the far side. These are some big barnacles. I don't appreciate him getting so mad. Like, I'm like the remora that like attaches itself to the shark, you know what I mean? Or those little birds that clean the hippo's teeth. This guy's way crankier than the other one. The other guy took like a full minute to care. This guy's already grumbling. I like that they have some variety. This guy's a little more sensitive. Okay, one more. Come on. Okay, better get out of here. Who? Alright, later, pal. Good to see you. Okay, so veer a little right. I should have motor for the way back. Or do I just leave my ship here? We'll see. Yeah, that's the question. Like, do I take my ship back now, or do I leave my ship here? I don't have anything really going on. Okay, so I think I should go to the right here. One that's with the wind. What's this look like to you, Swamp? Yeah, okay. That's some crazy draw distance. But can I get through here? I am getting some like big progress in my like leg workouts. Today was like the quad focus leg day. So it's seated leg curls, 2 sets for warm up, and then leg extensions, 2 sets, 8 to 12, then 15 to 20. And then 2 sets of adductors, the inner thigh one. And then 2 sets of hack squats, 2 sets of split squats. That's like the real hard, heavy shit. The real painful ones. And then you finish with seated leg curls, hip thrusts, and calf raises. So the thing with leg stuff, okay, basically like the kind of gym philosophy I pay attention to is like the kind of the bow tied ox method of like leave everything you have in the gym and make your workouts very intense in and out in like basically an hour, and then take your rest days. Like it's on your rest days that you grow. Make sure to pay attention to recovery and recuperation. Get some stretching and get some sauna in. Wait, what happened? I went the wrong way. Oops. But what the fuck happened? Wrong continent. Shit. But really, it's kind of a little scary with leg day. Like doing like hack squats, split squats, things where like if you fail, it's a little frightening. You know what I mean? You might fall over or something like that. Sometimes you really have to. It's really taken me a while. This is the second go through of the 3-month program. I'm on week 5 of what turns out to be 12 weeks or something. I'm now really starting to learn more about how far you can push your legs. You normally, like, by the time like the sets are starting to get hard and like slow, and it takes you like 5 seconds to finish a leg extension rep, I'd be like, okay, well, that's kind of time to be done. But I'm realizing I got a little more in the tank that I can do, and I'm looking forward to my quad burn tomorrow for sure. But like, it's kind of suffering, like taking like the full 4 or 5 minutes between sets of split squats to like get my breath back. My heart quiet down a little bit. This is a big continent. Like, it's a lot easier to fail on like a bench press or like a back set, like a chest set or a back set, especially if you're using hammer strength machines, than it is to on like a leg set, where you like might puke from overexertion, or like fall over if you're doing like barbell squats or something. A little complicated. So this might be 2 continents away, judging by how much space that is. Rocket launcher should shoot farther than grenade launcher by conventional logic, right? Because the rocket is self-propelled. Like a grenade launcher is basically like a mortar. What's a free aim rocket launcher? Right. But the RPG, the G is grenade. Right? Rocket propelled grenade. Isn't that what it stands for? No? I think it is. I'm still puzzling that how I can push myself to the gym. My advice, based on what worked for me, is that you have to go regularly until such a point that you realize that you feel worse when you don't do it. It'll take a few months, probably. Find the time of day that works best for you. For me, it's right in the morning, like as soon as I get up. And after a couple of months, you'll realize that you're like, wait a minute, I eat better and I sleep better when I go to the gym that day or I go that week. And so then like the laziness starts to be offset by the fact that you understand, like for me, who sits down and plays video games for like 6 hours a day. If I get the gym done in the morning, then like everything else after that is like fucking bonus fudge. Yeah, I know what you mean. So for me, so I would say that I guess you have to pay attention to where your energy peaks during the course of the day. I would find it very difficult to spend the entire day doing whatever I wanted and then to convince myself to go later, like say after work or something. You very much, I think if you get it out of the way first thing, it starts to be like you have this peak and spike in energy and exertion early on. That I think is the most important thing. It's very hard to like do whatever you do, like live your life all day and then later on make the choice to leave home and go to the gym. That's really fucking hard. If you get it done early, man, everything else is just like chocolate fudge icing. Everything you do that day for the rest of the day is fine, and you sleep better. Some other things that are like psychological difficulties are like people get good results for the first 6 months to a year, and they're happy with the results. Then it's easy to do, but then like your gains start to like plateau past a few years, and that's when it becomes hard to keep going, as you're seeing less and less results, but also pushing yourself to higher and higher relative echelons of fitness. Oh shit. What is this? Fucking shoals? Some other things that might help are like... Some other things that might help, honestly, are like learning a lot about what to do. Like getting into like the reading about it, and like good exercises and like food and supplements and stuff. Those things are important too, I think. Or find a program that like... I'm very happy with having a program where like every decision is taken up for me. I know exactly what I'm doing down to like the set and the exact exercise every single day. This is bullshit. It's gonna be hard to get out of. I should have just turned off the... I shouldn't have turned, I should just stop the boat. Going into the wind with this. I think there might be for some people, but I think if you're really about it, you start to like crave the surge in energy and enthusiasm you get. Going to the gym regularly, like, it's only been like a year or two for me, but like, it makes me eat better. It makes me eat like more responsibly. You eventually start to realize that it feels better to go than not go. I think it's important to like once in a while take like a month off, or take a week or two off to rest, just to realize what you're missing. I took a month off, like I took almost a full month off when I just first drove to Vancouver, as setting up a new gym, setting up a new apartment, like getting new habits and everything. And it's like, I was way more depressed. I needed more coffee. I was less happy, just generally speaking, less energy, like mental, like emotional energy. I was just like, just at a lower baseline at all points. It's just like, you just need to put the hours in every week. It's just like simple maintenance. Like, how many is it a week? I go 4 to 5 times a week for an hour and a bit. That's like pretty manageable. You just gotta like leave it all there when you're there, you know? If you just go to the gym and like you check your phone the whole time, you like walk on the treadmill 15 minutes, do some like weak ass pussy sets and go home, like that's gonna feel like a waste of time for sure. Gotta maximize everything you're doing. When you cook well. When you sleep well. Everything in its right place. I've been so happy that the cat came, honestly. Having the cat here, like, cut my wake up time made it about an hour to 2 hours earlier than normal, which is so good if I want to like be streaming by like 10:30, let's say, to get up at like 6:30 and like not have that be this painful thing with like an alarm. Instead, she just like jumps on my legs. Fucking dream, dude. Being hunted by wolves. Okay, I don't know if I can go here. What are these continents? Do I have to take this river between these two places? I might get death skeetoed here. If I die here, this is really bad. Yeah, I'm getting fucking... Okay, can I not get through here? This is crazy. Like, I have to go all the way across this thing. These are some of the biggest things I've ever seen. I think I might be able to get through here. Okay, slow down. I think I can go through here. Jesus. I've never seen continents this big. I gotta watch out for skeetos. I can't die here. This would be like an absolutely brutal setback. This is a real adventure. This is the kind of thing that when you're in like the Black Forest area or like the swamp area, you're like trying to find a new swamp or go to like find some boss. You're going this close between like a swamp and a prairie, a plains. Some mosquito murders you, costs you like hours of your life. You have to build a new fucking boat. Luckily no skeeters so far. Okay, we can speed up again. Okay, so I gotta try to find a way to go right. Any wolves behind me still? No, no longer being stalked by sea wolves. That's good. That's a benefit at least. These things are fun. These are fun parts of the game. When it's like you and a buddy going adventuring, that helps. The most infamous thing that ever happened to me in this game in my first playthrough was being on like 8 or 10 HP. Having swam out to a raft, and then the water's getting like deep and stormy, and then me by accident pressing the spacebar to jump, and I jumped at the height of a wave and landed at the bottom of the wave and died from fall damage on my raft. Broke me mentally. I was playing with two friends the first time I played this game. We never actually even finished like the bone mass boss. We did a lot of swamp, a lot of black forest, etc. But I was always, even then, the one who died the most by far. Something about this game, I don't know, breaks my brain. Hey, baby. Gotta clean that belly. Yeah. I like both parts of it, to be sure, but I really like getting the base proper the most of anything, probably. Okay, it looks like we're getting there. Looks like we finally made it through the channel of death. My cousin, so my dad's sister's daughter, had a baby today. Big deal. Very happy for her. She had like some like reproductive system like cancer scares when she was younger. So it has like some scar tissue in there. So like this is her second baby. Her first one she said was like 13 on 10 pain during delivery. So she definitely took the drugs for this one. But my dad had a sister who like died of lung cancer a couple years ago. Really sad. She was like everyone's favorite sister, or at least his. And so my cousin named her daughter after that aunt of hers, which is a very nice gesture. I have a very good friend of mine whose mom died of cancer when he was in his early 20s. Really sad. And so like his mom's sister kind of became his adoptive mother and kind of like brought him into the fold because she had two sons as well, etc. And recently one of her sons had a daughter and named his daughter after my friend's mom. And my friend like took it badly, felt like he didn't really ask permission. He just asked for like, he just told him after the kid was born and all these things. And it's caused this really big wedge between him and his aunt and his first cousins, because like he felt like they named their daughter, his cousin named his daughter after my friend's mom without permission. And like he hasn't talked to anyone. He hasn't talked to anyone in that family for like 6 months basically. It was this like whole ridiculous like 35-minute wine-soaked story by the fire when I was there a few months ago. The story was a bit long. Sometimes I felt like they were trying to like kind of push me to be on their side a little bit with like their narrative. But it's interesting. Like I know that in my family with this happening, no one cares. I think everyone just thinks it's a nice gesture. Like I'm sure my cousin checked with our other cousin to like see if it was okay to name them. I'm sure she probably did, which is probably like the central differentiating factor. There's a mosquito over there. Does he see me? I'm a little close to the shore. Something that's very hard in this game is to like shoot arrows at moving targets. Yeah. I know the feeling, man. I kind of have the same feeling. Like, you don't really want to like commit to things until you feel like parts of your life are stable financially. And then other people would say like, well, you're going to really get your stuff together and start focusing properly once you do have children. So it's like everything in life is just pressure to get your shit together. You know what I mean? Everything in life is just pressure to get your shit together. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you'll marry someone who's wealthy and can stay at home with the kids. Play Fallout online. That'd be cool. I'd rather be the one working part-time than the one working full-time, but I'm not sure. It depends how it works. The person I'm with right now, she's like way more like career and professional focused than I am. I don't really give a shit. I've like never wanted to be like in a full 9-to-5 ever. I'm starting to realize now that I should probably start my own business, which this is kind of like to some degree, but I generally know when I'm like, I'm not the best to take orders. I wish we kind of like had a society that had more of like a mentor system and like more of like a hierarchical thing of respect and learning, but I don't think North America is particularly good at that. You have to really work very, very hard to find someone like that, and not everyone gets the opportunity. But I don't know. Everything is the way that everything goes the way it does for a reason. You know what I mean? You'll just be ready when you're ready, and if you're never ready, it means you're never ready. There's a lot of people who are like married and ready for kids and like set up and like ready to get going by the time they're like 23. Like I've met some of those people, I've dated some of those people, and like it's been an awkward thing if I didn't feel like I was ready or we were like pushing things too quickly. Everyone talks about the birth rate being pretty bad in the Western countries, but if the ones who wanted 4 had 4 and the ones who didn't want any didn't have any, I mean, whatever. Some people say it's because like there's been a lot of steps in women having more opportunities in the workplace. It's kind of like been one of the reasons the birth rate's hard. Other people think it's like the news media being like everything's so bad constantly. Why, blah blah blah. Why can I put it? Why should I bring a baby into this world? Some people say it's like the economy is so much worse for us than it was for like our parents, and people don't want to like get going because they don't have stable income. Those things probably are all the case. I think it's mostly financial, to be honest. Classic meme of like you got a factory job and can support a family of 5 and have a house, like if it's like the 60s, 70s or whatever. Oh, it's over there. It's also interesting, like there's companies like Amazon that have like a very like what's the right word? They have a very straightforward policy of being like, well, why would we hire someone who takes like 8 months out of every 3 years off to raise a child through like the second half of pregnancy and like the maternity leave? Like that's just like strictly a worse employee for us to have. It's like kind of hard to argue with that. But like what's their onus to like support that part of society? I get it. Can't really argue with that, honestly. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty justified if women do think that way. Some people say like they should stay home. It's like the natural, like kids suffer by not having the woman at home. But also part of it is like Western society doesn't do multi-generational households. So grandparents look after the kids. That's like how society has been like formed forever. That's your support structure. It's like so much more common in Asian countries. Some parts of Europe, I'm sure, as well. That's a huge factor. Just like a woman on her own. Just fucking exhausted. Is this still plains? How am I supposed to land here? Can't see where the land is. Right here. Is that a gull or a mosquito? It's a gull. And then you wonder how things will turn out. There's a mosquito right there. Like if you look at... Okay, so should I go... This is the biggest continent I've ever seen. Oh. Chip's a bit low here, actually. I mean, if you look at like what the... This isn't totally related, but if you look at like the post-secondary education rates, it's like every year it's a higher percentage of women over men. So how are those employment numbers going to change? It's a big question. Not that having post-secondary education necessarily means that you're like 100% less likely to have children, but it kind of shows where like, I don't know, it's interesting. White collar jobs are kind of getting killed. Does that mean that like women are like entering the workforce like and getting into like post-secondary education too late, and like the ball is turned? I have people on my Twitter talking about how like if you want to make mad fucking six-figure bank, get into trades. That's male focused again. It's okay, I'm just kind of like talking it through in my head. Like restaurants have never been worse to work in. Retail has never been worse. Trades have probably never been better, honestly. White collar work is like getting destroyed by COVID. Wow, that's the altar. It looks cool. It's badass. I've never seen one so large. When I was, I did a couple of American road trips this past year, last May, and then drove to and from BC, going through the States in November, and then April, March, and like I was going through a lot of fairly small towns because I'm going through like North Dakota and like Montana, all these things, but like everywhere. And the other trip was from like New York down to Georgia and back up through Virginia, and like everywhere was looking for retail help. Everywhere was understaffed. I drove. That is so sick. Look at that. The throne of Yagluth. Look at this. This is all plains. This is incredible. I guess that's how it works, just like the mountain. Like once a biome has a specific critical mass, then it's big enough to have the possibility of having the altar there. Really interesting. I could pull in here. This is reasonably safe, but I will look for a meadow. I'm not sure I'll find any. All this has been plains. Yeah. A horse, an ox and wagons takes 6 months to take the same trip. I did it in 10 days. That's another good Louis C.K. bit. Like, you leave from like New England to California, and by the time you get there, it's a completely different group of people. Okay, I'll pull in here. This would actually be a pretty good place to make a base. If I was ever gonna make a base in the plains, this is like a pretty safe little peninsula. I like this song a lot. Actually, I could do it in this little island. Let's check over here and make an executive decision. You don't want to be too far from the altar. But that little island is like pretty safe. I could flatten it. This looks like plains too because those are birch trees. Wow, this is a huge plains. Is that really interesting? Am I stuck on something? Oops. Okay, water, let's go. It's a nice detail in this game how the water level subtly goes up and down, which means that sometimes you can be beached and you can find a way to get off it. What's happening here? All right. Oh, I'm stuck. I beached myself. Okay, time to get off. Come on. Come on, big guy, get over there. Am I still stuck? Am I moving? I think I'm still stuck. Nice that I have this nice little pontoon to push off. There you go. Yeah. Might have to go around. This looks all pretty. This looks all pretty shallow. Okay, I think I can go through over here. Maybe. Okay. This water level goes up. Can I go over? Nothing? Anyone? Okay, if we back up, we good? Beep, 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 beep. Am I moving? I feel like I'm not moving. I'm just kind of bobbing. Did I pickaxe the fucking beaches? Okay, not moving. Alright. Thank you, wind. Yeah, that was annoying as fuck. Okay, I guess I'll go over there. Can I make it through there? Probably. Might get pursued though. I'm gonna go around. Okay, it's way back there. So probably the smartest thing is to go on this island. But I'm gonna see if there's a close by meadow. So this little island is good. Nice. Barely skirted that bitch. Did I beach myself again? Oh boy, boy. Alright, go, go, go. Go, go, go. Come on. The wind is propelling me. Come on. Come on, keep going. Yeah. Alright, all planned. Okay, so it looks like a swamp over there. It's a high-level zone. I'd rather be in the plains than the swamp, because at least there's no water creatures. Whew, I think it's gonna rain soon. It's getting darker. Okay, this is all too far. So, to some degree, I should make a loop around the whole continent, just for... Okay, it's motor time again. The third motor use. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to try to make a loop around the continent. This is quite a sailing trip. I'd like to have a horse, just generally speaking. I'd like to have what they call kind of like a hobby farm. Like just either animals that you're like taking care of or have rescued or something. I have like just a couple of everything, you know, Noah's Ark style, and just like have them around, living their life. But like not like some sort of like fucking industrial thing. It's not like a means of income. Just like creatures that you're taking care of. A couple of dogs, a couple of piggies, a bunch of chickens, goats. Those are the things you actually eat from. I'd like to have that a lot. A pet, but like also there's some utility to having like four goats and 6-8 chickens for yourself. Horses a little bit less. Maybe you could haul some stuff. I don't know. Yeah, indoor horse. An indoor full-sized horse. Have you seen like little video of like a cow coming through the, like a half-grown cow coming through like the doggy door? It's a dream life. Okay, so Black Forest over here is the most applicable Lobby zone. It's a little too far for me to consider the place that I go. Well, if you see it, you'll love it. Ooh, 50 damage. I think it's time for me to stop soon. Yeah, we're like 1/3. Damn, this is like whitewater rafting for a craft this size. Can't go so hard on that. I can't overcompensate with the angles like this. Jesus. Look at this. This is like a fucking creek. Oh, it's a bad time for lag. It's pretty fun. I feel like Huck Finn. Wouldn't mind a joypad right now. Some slightly more precision turns. Alright, that's fun. Nice, that was cool. I'm gonna heal my boat and then choose my spot. We're a little far off the way here, but a little exploring never hurt anybody. Okay, I'm gonna stop here, repair my boat. I gotta fight these dudes. Might not be the spot. Kinda have to do it. They heard that. Ooh, 1-star fueling. Be careful. Okay, that helped a lot. Okay, I gotta do some dodging here. Oh shit. These guys are a little hard to hit with the old axe. With the arrow. Okay, we're good. Oof. A little nerve-wracking. Phew. We're good. All right, great. Okay, so let's pay some attention here. I'm not going to find anything closer or anything that's low B, that's adequately low B. This is just like the super fucking gigaplanes. I'm doing a comparison how shitty grenade launcher in a Fallout 3. They need buffs or raw clutch. Yeah. Do they still balance? Is there still people balancing the game? Do you have someone you could talk to get that done? Okay, I guess I could go through here to basically end this. I'm also go here to finish their exploring. So I'll just go directly west if I can. Yeah. So we'll finish this circumnavigate of the continent, and then we'll turn back, and we'll make our decision of where to go over there. It's going to be one of those little plains islands. It's 3 o'clock already. Jeez, so late on everything today. What is that? Drowning Draugr? So weird. One of those things, but like underwater. You've never seen that? I've never seen that before. Okay, so it's all swamp, mountain, and plains, as the outer ring islands have tended to be. Still no mistlands besides that one. That's interesting. Okay. Cut through the cloud here. The Farg of War. Trying to take a nice round turn here. Big old loot. Like in terms of their accuracy or what? How are you going to do the research? Practical or reading? Alright, turn back. Now we're going to go back to that area and we're going to build a little plains base on one of those little small islands. Another time would be nice to have the motor buff, but you can't have it all the time. Time to thread the needle for this scary area again. Hopefully I get some good wind. Yeah, Google will help. Meadows. It's very far. Are you talking about like real life ones or the ones in the game? Okay, that's really far. I had a friend who said he was like one of his dreams in life was to like go to some fucking third world country and pay money to shoot an RPG at like a goat or something and watch it explode. So fucked up. I can see it being a singular life experience though. It's fair. It's like a goat on a hill. Pay money to get like fire at it. Yeah, it would look great. What's an M79? Look at that beautiful look. Yet another day go by. This has been like a 4-day trip, I think. Right. My boat has lots of health, though I do not. So she goes. I'm really glad she's like that cat tree as much as she has. This little basket area, she has never really had the nerve to jump into. She looked at it a couple of times, but I don't know. Didn't quite have the courage for it. She doesn't really care with the little dinky ball thing. Just here. Not really been in her. Not really been her cup of tea. Yeah, yeah. She saw me. She stirred at the motion. Okay, I need to eat something, so I don't get assassinated by a death skeeto as I do this at night. Where's my ship headlights? M32 is like the grenade launcher that has a revolver-like clip. Oh yeah, I know the one. Okay, does this help if I turn my headlamp on? Okay, I need to turn left over here. It's gonna be dog. I feel like a fucking smuggler. Davos Seaworth over here. I'm the Onion Knight. I don't have any onion gear on me right now. I left it at home. I'm too rich for onions now. I got barley flour and fucking lox meat. Lox are kind of annoying to hunt, although they give you like 4 or 6 meat per. So it would be a good thing to start farming them. Okay, gotcha. All it does is illuminate my boat. It's not that useful. Alright. Time to wend our way through the Smuggler's Canal again. Hello, Lox. You guys look all you all look very delicious. Got a little sail going here, though I'm about to turn right back into the wind in a second. In an hour and 13 minutes. I just only sailed. I'm glad you're here for this. What would I be talking about otherwise? Fucking Archie comics? Shrimp? The gym? Robert Kennedy? I don't know. Yeah, probably. Archie. Archie and Jughead, Betty and Veronica. You know. Riverdale. Moose. Reggie. The various teachers at the school. The whole gig. This was a lot better when I was flying through at top speed. Might be an American thing. I know it is an American thing, but yeah, it might be lost on someone of your culture. Oh shit. Ooh, that was close. He actually didn't go for me until I stood up off the boat. That's interesting. I mean, he was just floating there. I got so close to that Esquito. And then it wasn't until I got off the rudder and stood up and started drawing the arrow that it flew toward me. I'm not sure, it might have just been a coincidence, but not quite sure. Come on, let's go. Come on. Well, the thing doesn't get caught on it. Nice, the thing doesn't count as material, that's good. The wind's at my back. Call me Sarah Polly. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been like attacked by Deathsquitos while on my boat before. It was more the raft. See, it's happening right now. Jesus, asshole. Ow. Missed that shit. He's attacking my boat. Hey. He left? Alright, that's nice. What a confusing affair that was. Fucking nighttime Deathsquitos. This is so annoying. Oh my god. There's a skeleton coming for me. All right. Okay, the boat is off limits, pal. Hey. I said the boat is off limits. We're almost done. I've never had a portal in a base that's going to be actually in the plains before. I know people generally need to do that to plant their barley and flax, etc. But I got lucky with having like a tiny plains patch near a meadow. So I got to see if my like stuff's going to be under siege. Normally they leave it alone unless you're there. So the question is whether we go for this Black Forest patch. The truth be told, we're so far away. This guy again, eh? Oh, don't fall off the boat, okay? Fuck off. What is that? Is that 2 Deathsquitos? No, it's a Lox. Oh shit. Okay, time to get out of here. This is bad. This is really bad. Really bad. Please get off my boat. Fucking Lox? Full sail ahead. It's terrifying. They're cracking. Get past him. Please get past him. Okay. Leave him in your dust. Okay. Whew, that could have been a little dodgy. That if that locks, if it did the rearing attack, could have like 3-shot my boat basically. I'm still like in the shit. It's morning time at least, which helps. Day 519. Okay, the guy's way up there. That was sketchy. Okay, so there's a Black Forest here. Again, let me say that this is way too far away from the base, from the altar. Sheesh. It's me and my boat. It's really cool in this game how it rewards you for picking up everything. It means you don't have to grind later. It means you might find some recipes you might have like not found if you're like, I don't need this thing, it doesn't matter. Who needs tar, you know? Oh, you do. Trust me, you know you need tar. You very much need it. All my meals have been kind of like truncated today. I mean, gotten home late because I went to the sauna and everything after the gym, and the gym doesn't open until 8. So once I get here and make a portal, I'm gonna have to end this at like the 100-minute mark or something to eat again. You gotta eat a lot on leg day. I don't like that you can cut wood if you don't have a certain axe. Yeah, like the oak tree or the birch or something. Yeah, I know what you mean. Maybe if you have a stone axe, it makes sense you can't cut through like a massive tree. It can be sort of like annoying though. I was reading about the oak trees yesterday, seeing if I could like unplant them once I planted them to see if I could recover an acorn, but I found some more acorns anyway, it's fine. But it was saying there's like ways of getting fine wood and stuff early on by, I don't know, I think it was a fire or something. You could find a way to destroy an oak tree in the meadows. Okay. So what are you taking from that? Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that because now I have like the 20-minute cooldown, even if I don't need it. But I gotta wrap this up. Oh, this is what you're writing. Oh, okay. I thought you were reading that from somewhere. Gotcha. Did you find anything? Did you find out anything in game about which is a better range? I think we're going here. So it's one of these islands. This island is a little more like civil. It's got more stuff on it, but it's also closer to shore. Where the one over here is a little more isolated, so it should be a little safer. Excuse me. Just pull up just to the side of it. Fight this fueling to the death. Oh, there's a second fueling, but it's just me being baited by gulls like I've been my entire life. All right. So, issue is I don't have a thing to flatten this, but I don't really need to. And I don't really have... Problem is I need to get some more wood. If I'm going to build a chamber here. Well, I could technically just build a portal. Go back and pick up some wood and come back in a second. I'll probably do that. Yagluth. Alright, later. Oh, the fucking scrap. So I'm gonna come back with a 50 stack of wood and build myself a little hut. Some good cat naps going on here. I'm happy for her. And then I'm gonna have myself a sardine toast with sweet onion and tomato, parsley, lemon juice, the whole deal. Oh, my oak trees just grew in a second. Holy shit, they're huge. That was a shocking development. I'm going to review these soon, but for now I got stuff to do. Wow. They're not very tall. They're just like big, chunky, thick lads, but they are the coolest tree. How can you have that? How could you have anything else instead of that? You just can't do it. Okay, time to build a Viking longhouse. Okay. So what's the best place for the workbench? Oi. There you go. Nice little longhouse, never hurt anybody. Doors on both sides, because we're, you know, progressive like that. Gotta have options. Can I leap up there? No. Ugh! How irritating. What's going on here? Did I do those improperly? Why do they look like shit like that? Oh, because they're backwards? Wait, it's not good either. Okay. Somewhat better. All right. Okay. How much wood do I have left? Only 8. Sheesh. So do I do wood beams here? You don't really need to. You can just do the roof. So now we out of wood. Yeah. So we can build the portal. Nothing's stopping us from doing that. Capitalization mattereth, actually. So I'm gonna go get some more wood to finish the task, because you need to, you know, if you do a thing, do it well. That's what your dad tells you. That's the thing I did when I worked on like kitchens, etc., or like basically any jobs I had that would kind of like piss off bosses, kind of like rush things and just hate everything to some degree. It's like the number one thing that like triggers dad age people. Being assigned a task and not doing it properly and just being like, yeah, it's fine. It's good enough. It's like the number one dad trigger. Boom. Okay. Okay. These oak trees are getting a little crazy. That's a nice thing to come back to. That's a nice thing to come back to, though. Go on a long ship, and you come back and your trees have grown. It's like you go to war and you come back and your son is like 6 when he's a baby before. Cry. You do the crying instead of the baby now? I've kind of got off the train of watching the Sunday conversations. There was like a 2-week period where like I was absolutely obsessed with them, and watching like the Drewski one and like the Kodak Black one and everything like daily essentially. I've gotten off the boat a little bit. Okay, so I should be able to heal. I should be able to repair my craft still. All right, so we're good. So I now move the workbench indoors. Please let me through, thank you. Drop that off. Gotta make some little ladders here. Stairs, I mean. Okay. Knock out a little place for a fire pit. Can I make a fire pit? Nobody stone. Oh, there's some stone. I'm sure I can find some of that. Oh, I don't like that. I hate when you dig a hole somewhere you didn't want to. Very annoying. Damage was getting split because I was hitting that instead. That's very interesting. Okay. That's probably gonna get like drowned by water occasionally, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, that's not the place. But I don't really need it either. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go back, recuperate, and check things out. Make sure I have my proper... I guess I want bone mass for the boss, right? I assume that's like the basic one. Okay, my first plains base. Very exciting. A little risky. That's pretty interesting. Like inside at ground level? You dug into it? That's pretty smart. I like that a lot. Okay, back to the hub. I'm not too worried about my farm, though I could probably do... I could do my farming thing now. Might as well keep the gravy train rolling. That's so cool. I love it. Okay, these oak trees have absolutely fucking taken over. I love it. I'm worried about it, but I love it. Look at these fat fucking dudes. Look at these. They're so thick. Oh my god. This one's in the way of the hub. It's a secret portal hub. This is so ridiculous. Look at this fucking tree. Jesus. How's it look from a distance? Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. The base rising out of the top. You come home from here. You trudge up the steps. This has always been the dream. You trudge up the steps to your grim keep. The oak trees really do a lot to warm the space up, you know? What a nice touch. Oh, I gotta get my farm stuff. I'm trolling. All right. Thunk, 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 thunk. Did you ever have death skeetos still able to attack your base, even though you're in this even though you're in the sky? Love it, man. I'm gonna have such a great rest day tomorrow. Hey, you're doing great. You got it all figured out. Just having my RimWorld moment. Same way that running through the meadows and creeks near my base always gives me that Divinity Original Sin 2 moment. This is always my RimWorld moment where I think about RimWorld fondly. I feel like I should play that. Then I'm like, no, it's too much of another survival based game just like this. I shouldn't play that yet. I'll play something in the middle. I think I'll probably play Dark Souls 2 soon. It's been like 3 games since I played Dark Souls. I played... What did I play? I played Hitman and Fallout after Dark Souls. Might be time for another one. beautiful fields of flax. This is very calming. I'm very mellow right now. Ever since I did the sauna, I've been very mellow all day. Can't we do that more often? Oops. It's a bit of a mess. One of those is extra now. Whatever. All right. Perfect. Mellow is a good word. There's no word like mellow. Perfectly describes the circumstance. You can be cool, you can be chill, but it's not the same as being mellow. Her nose is shoved into her little paw crook. All right, so a little short session, only 100 minutes, but I'll be back pretty soon. I just have to fix myself some food. So eating today at noon, 4 and 7, which is a little weird, but got to do it. All right, hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoy your evening. I'll be back in probably less than an hour, and then it's boss time. That's how I wrap up the afternoon. All right, good luck, pal.